What's up, dudes? How's everyone doing? My name is Kevin from the Dudes and the Super Players, and what I have here right next to me over here is Brian Samuel.
What's up, guys? What up?
We're gonna be doing his deck profile for his top four for the core TCG regional. Uh, Brian, you got exactly fourth place.
Yeah, I got fourth place, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was rough. It was a grind.
Oh, definitely, man. I could definitely see that. But just so that everyone's clear, how were your matchups?
Man, I played pretty much seven rogue decks. I would say. I think the only like two like semi mainstream decks were the higher dragon Gohan and SS4 Vegeta, which the only deck I lost to, which was SS4 Vegeta.
First, we got the leader, SS4 Son Goku, returned from hell. How did you feel about this leader? Like,
I think the leader is actually pretty strong, especially like from where we're at right now as far as meta, like yellow wise, because it's kind of weird. After Mecha got hit, it's you try to resort to other leaders like Yellow Go Tanks, Gohan Higher Dragon, stuff like that. So I mean, it's pretty open as far as yellow goes. I think the leader's pretty strong, being able to self awaken pretty much at will. You get to play battle cards for either free or for almost little to no energy. And it's just yellow. You just put all the good yellow stuff in the deck, and just kind of gear it towards what the meta was. I kind of made my deck more to kind of to combat blue. That's why my deck's more of like a mid-range, kind of like late game deck. Whereas, I mean, you could make this deck like more like straight gas, but I didn't want to do it that way. So
well, we'll start it off. We're gonna go like more into the extra cards. We're gonna go a little bit out of order than seen right here, just so that we could explain a little bit the packages a little bit better. So first off, we got a trip to hell.
okay, yeah, it's the most important card in the deck, pretty much. That's what makes the deck go. It gets you awakening early, and it gets you later in the game, let you put your battle cards in pretty much free. So what it does is you get to it costs 0, but you're gonna always end up usually paying 1, especially the first 2 turns, because the limit 1 skill you need 3 or more energy.
Mm-hmm.
So what it does, pay 1 yellow, you get to draw 2 cards from your deck, and put 1 card from your hand on top of your deck. And then you get to pretty much burst it, or you reveal it and put it in the drop, and then that triggers all your free battle cards that are in the deck that come into play. And that's also how you awaken, because your leader awakens as soon as you put in play a battle card due to like one of those skills. The leader gets to awaken. You get to take life until you're at 5. You untap energy and you draw a card.
We'll go to the next extra card, which is Frieza Army Reinforcements. Very strong card.
Yeah, that card is huge for the deck. I think any deck in general that awakens to 5 life should be running at least 2. I think 3 is actually the correct number, because like just the fact that it's live the second that you awaken is huge. And it also, for this deck in particular, since your super combos do trigger at 4 life, when you're at 5, you want to be able to use this, protect your Unison, and get you to 4 to where you can start using those super combos to either aggro your opponent out or just play defense.
To the next extra card, we have the power of the Super Saiyan.
Power of Super Saiyan. I mean, it's just generically good. I think it should be played in a yellow deck. You just it's free. You just tap something down, draw a card. You could tap a Unison down, or it's just a hard negate if you need it to be.
And then we're going to go a little bit to the Brawler package, the ones that play themselves when milled. The first one is going to be Pan the Brawler.
Yeah, Pan is huge. So what she does is she's one of the ones that are free. You don't have to pay any energy. So when you use like a trip to hell, or you spirit boost or whatever it may be, and you reveal it from the top of the deck and place her in the drop, she comes out for free. She's a 5k blocker, but what she does is she gives your leader critical for the turn.
The SS4 Son Goku the Brawler. This one does cost energy, but it has deflect.
Yeah, he's probably the most important one, because he's your general removal for the deck. So he combos very well with the Unison, which you'll see later when we get into like kind of what the Unison does as well. But pretty much when he's put in play, when he's get revealed from the top of the deck, you get to put him in play for 1 yellow energy. He comes out, he's a 20k deflect double striker. When he's put in play, you get to select any one of your opponent's battle cards. It doesn't matter level or whatever, and you get to KO it. Okay, so that's pretty much it's your removal for 1. You get a 20k double strike body, deflect. So it's It's huge. It's the card that applies the most pressure for you, for sure.
So the next package is the Trunks of the Brawler, which is at 3. I could really see why you want to make this card at 3 because it doesn't seem to do that much besides the Spirit Boost. Last card in your package is Self-Restraint Son Goku. This one also has blocker, but it actually has another neat effect as well.
Yeah. He's actually he's kind of like your draw power as well. So what he does is just like the 4-drop brawler, the Goku. He gets revealed off top of the deck. You do have to pay a yellow to bring him out. He's 19k. He's a blocker. When he's put in play, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards and rest it. So it gets rid of a lot. Like usually this is the card you want to bring out to awaken. Like on turn 2, turn 3, this is the first card you want to bring out. Unless they have something you just really want to remove off the board with the other one. This is something you pretty much want to, because on top of him resting something when he's put in play, he also draws a card. Yeah. And all these guys, they're 3 drops and 4 drops, so they amount to something, which is why I'm playing the secret rare I play.
Yep, which is Celzino.
Yes, sir.
You are playing with the errata though, that if you have 5 or more energy, that's when it gains dual attack and quadruple strike. You do play the Android 18 Unison Defender of Heroes. That's the one that makes you stack the top 3 cards of your deck, and it's just a very good Unison, especially for playing in turn 1.
Yeah, no, definitely. I actually found myself not really playing it until like turn 2, turn 3. Only because a lot of the decks that I did play against, they were able, since it is only a 4K leader, or a 4K Unison, they're able to attack anything. Yeah. And you do want it to stick. So, again, that's also why Frieza Army Reinforcements is huge in the deck, because you're able to defend it early. Because it's the +2 Unison, so like pretty much if they can't get an attack in on it the first turn it's out, it's going to be like at 5 markers already, and they're not going to be able to support. So at that point, it's just going to kind of sit there. Another
one of the good yellow cards that you're talking about, Swift Retaliation Cooler.
Yes, sir. So again, I was banking on playing a lot of blue. So I bumped it. Typically I only run Cooler at 1 in any of my yellow decks. But I bumped it to 2 for that specific reason, just because I wanted to hate on Hatch. So like if they try to baby hatch me, I was just going to be like, nah, I always wanted to have that Cooler. Yeah. I saw multiple, again, like I'm not kidding you with this deck. You see your one-ofs a lot. So like I saw like multiple copies of the cards that I played 2 of in the deck, and now I'm like, man, I should have just played it at 1. I would have saw them anyway. But I mean, I guess it's better to be safe than sorry though. So, but yeah, y'all know what it does. Just a counter, and it's able to pretty much just finish games for you.
Really good card. Then for your Unison, you play 2 of the Counterplay. The Vegeta Prideful Transformation.
Yeah, no, since you're gonna have a Unison guaranteed every game, and it's gonna be out as early as turn 1, you have to play this card. I would definitely play it at 3. I only had 2 that I could use for the event, so I used to, unfortunately. But I would definitely up that to 3. There's a couple of cards, like I said, I would probably change the ratio on in this deck, but I would definitely bump this to 3. That's a mandatory.
Okay, no. That makes sense. And then we have some good cards when it comes to the yellow engine. Basil that you have is Bergamo.
Yeah. I wish it wasn't limited. I mean, but we all know how busted Bergamo is. Again, though, this deck does let you see it a lot. You see Bergamo a lot, so it actually syncs really well with your Unison, because when you Spirit Boost, you're able to rest a battle card on board, which is already going to trigger Bergamo as well. So you're able to like rest. Spirit Boost top card, Bergamo tap stuff down. Just go wide at that point. It's pretty good. I mean, Bergamo, there's a lot of triggers for it in the deck. There's Power of Super Saiyan. There's your Mecha Frieza or Post, whatever it may be. But he comes out pretty much at will. So
then we have a one of Son Goku Return to the Dragon Fist. Why a one of this card? This card's so good.
Yeah, no, the card is amazing. I was gonna play it at 2. Again, being a yellow deck, you don't want to have too many 10Ks. You don't really want to clog the deck, because it's just mono yellow. You don't have energy manipulation. So like, it's an amazing card, because it's a big time removal. It's a big body. It's an 8 cost that goes towards Cell. It's a 25k dual attack. I mean, it's pretty much everything you want to see, right? But it's pretty much what I pretty much see it as like an SCR in this deck, because most of the time I'm just gonna wear my opponent down with all of my brawlers, and then I'm just gonna use this as pretty much one of the SCRs of the deck. Comes out and just finishes games.
Got 4 of the Mecha Frieza, Robotic
Yes.
Repose. And then for your super combo, you're playing Krillin moments before comeback. How come not like Zamasu?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this deck being mono yellow is just, I mean, Krillin's just it's the best generic yellow super combo. I mean, put one at the bottom, draw two, let you see more cards. You could run Zamasu if you wanted to. Like if you were playing it against like let's say you're at your locals or you're going to an event, you know there's gonna be a lot of aggro or something like that, and you just want to be able to be more defensive, you could play Zamasu. I just recommend playing this card at 4 just because again, it filters more, or it's just a great super combo for it.
That makes sense. Then we have 2 Son Goku Absolute Annihilation. Why this card in particular, especially since it costs 3?
Yeah, it's so this is another card I would have loved to have played at 1. It's great. Like it's huge against blue matchups. It's huge against like just certain matchups in general. Like when I played against Hatch, I had this out. He tapped out. Then I brought out Celzino. He couldn't power burst. He couldn't do anything. The card is great. We all know what it does. It's great at doing what it does.
And then for your overarm, well, like basically your last couple cards for your overarm, you're playing SS4 Bardock fighting against a Fate, 25k dual attacker, playing Secret Identity, and another overarm. So why not just 2 Secret Identity or 2 of the Bardock?
So I mean, it lets you kind of. So every single game I played, I kid you not, I had both of my overwhelms in hand by turn 4. So they were just both in hand. So with that being said, it gives you options, right? Like, so yellow's has always kind of had trouble with removal. It doesn't really have much removal in the deck, which is why Mecha typically played 2 Secret Identities. So this deck does have removal with SS4 Goku and with like your Dragon Fist or whatever. It already has some removal. So I felt like Secret Identity is only against like a deck that like it's great against Xeno Gogeta.
Yeah.
Either spam the 1 drops. It's really annoying. You want to just board wipe. It's great against stuff like that. I pretty much found myself playing Bardock though the majority of my games, just because it comes out and like again the deck can be gassed when it wants to. So like if you're just applying a lot of pressure and they have no floodgate, bring out Bardock and swinging again. You have Basil swinging. You have you have a lot of ways to just kind of finish your opponent off. So it just gives you options. So especially for a BO1 format.
All right, Samuel. So that was basically your deck profile. Any shout outs that you want to give?
Oh man, just shout out to to our team. We did amazing this weekend. Daniel, David, Carlos, everybody else that played as well. Everybody did very well. Shout out to Playaz. Just keep pushing forward. That's all I got, man.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with me and taking the time to do the deck profile, Samuel. I appreciate it. And
thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that's basically it for the deck profile. All right. So I'll catch you later, dudes. Stay Supah.
Stay super, guys.